When you are starting out, if you're selling anything, if you are a service provider, if you make a product, if you have something that you're trying to monetize, a lot of your business is most likely almost always going to come from referrals. Why? Because word of mouth is the most effective form of marketing out there, because who doesn't like getting questions answered and recommendations from people that they already like, know, and trust? Those are the three magic words in marketing, if there's anything that you need to know about marketing. And when you are starting out, this is coming from someone who has not been in business long with themselves, like under 2 years, no more than 2 years, I would say. When you are starting out, you are building up your network a lot. If that's something that you maybe haven't done before, something that you know you should do, but you haven't done it yet, highly recommend doing. I can't say that I love it, but boy is it important, because a lot of those connections you make, if you already have a more sparse network, a lot of your initial business is going to come from those people. If they like you, if they know you, if they trust you, because then they'll give their people to you if they're not able to service them or give them the right product or thing that they need. That's a really, really great way to start out. And when you start out, you are going to do a lot of free labor. You're going to give a lot of stuff away for free. There's going to be a lot of invisible labor. I have lots and lots of experience with that, and that also means that there is room for people or takers to take advantage of you. They want answers, they want solutions, they want free work that they may or may not pay for, and it's hard to filter those people out in the beginning, and it can be very disheartening because maybe you put 4 to 6 hours into a whole marketing plan for someone, like I've done before, and they don't convert. That is 4 to 6 hours of your time that you feel like were wasted because it didn't convert into a client. You didn't feel like your time got paid back by that client converting. And if there's one thing that I want to tell you, it's this, and this is like a very recent light bulb moment for me. The quality of your referrals is determined by the quality of your network. And your network can be very wide or it can be very deep. I personally like having a couple dollars as opposed to 200 pennies. That's just me. So my network tends to be a little bit deeper. I don't know everyone out there. I don't have 1,000 LinkedIn connections or anything like that, but the folks that I do know, I'm in really good standing with. We have a good relationship with one another and we support one another. Someone sends me a referral and they convert, I will happily give them 20% of whatever that person pays. Like, that is not a problem for me because I want them to show that, like, I'm there for you, you're there for me. The thing that's really great about entrepreneurship, I was just talking to my husband about this, the really great thing about entrepreneurship is that it very much is a community, because every entrepreneur at one point or another has felt the pinch. The pinch hurts. It's uncomfortable. You don't know how long the pinch is going to last. That could be a financial pinch. That could be an opportunity pinch. It could be a branding or a direction pinch. There's some kind of pain point that really sucks, and you have to kind of figure it all out on your own, it feels like, unless you already have a really great established network, in which case, that's awesome. Good for you. So there is kind of this degree of camaraderie that maybe isn't as prevalent in other traditional means of getting into business, like an MBA program or something. I don't know. Just using that as an example. There's pros and cons everywhere. I'm not bad-mouthing anything. It's just, what do you value? What do you not value? So if the quality of your referrals is determined by the quality of your network, what does that mean? It means putting people first. It means knowing what your worth is without coming across as cocky or conceited. Being able to vouch for yourself. I know self-promotion doesn't feel good. It feels awkward. But if you can vouch for yourself, why the heck should anyone else? I've said that a lot too. So I'm looking at my dog over here. He's still like, we just got done with house training, so I'm just like making sure he's good over here. I've talked about that a lot when I spoke more about books and book marketing. It's the same thing. If you have something to sell, if you have something to promote, like a book, why should anyone buy it if you're not excited to talk about it yourself? That's kind of what I mean by, are you able to vouch for yourself? Are you able to hold your own when you are on your own? So that's why getting in those rooms, or I should first say finding those rooms to get into, to meet people who are further ahead, a couple more steps ahead of you, that is so, so important. You don't want to be, I'm sure you've heard this before, but you don't want to be the smartest person in the room. You don't want to be the most accomplished person in the room. There's a time and place for being a big fish in a small pond, but when you're starting out, it's better to be the small fish in a big pond. Why? Because there's a lot that you can learn. There's a lot of opportunities to meet people and to connect with people and to learn how they do things and use their efforts as a template for what you could do yourself. Where the heck are those people? How do I find those rooms? It's different for everyone. If you're balling on a budget like me, I found a lot of those people through apps like Lunch Club. I can't say that I loved it, but I did meet a few people that way, as well as websites like Meetup or Eventbrite. It's not uncommon at all to have like free networking cohorts or sessions. There's also your local chamber of commerce. A lot of local business owners will get together, and there's all kinds of free lunches and networking conversations. Some of them are virtual, some of them are in person, depends on where you live, what kind of culture or dynamic that you have in your community or nearby communities. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I have very recently had an influx of higher quality referrals come my way, which I'm very, very grateful for. If I'm being honest, I'm going to say that I feel not prepared at all if every single one of them converts, which will be a very good problem. But I've got a pretty warm pipeline. I'd say that I've got about between 4 and 5 people in my pipeline who are willing to pay more for my services historically than other people that I've worked with. That's a really great thing. It means that my time is becoming more valuable. It means that word of mouth is getting around. It's always going to be a delayed reaction. Anything that you're promoting, anything that you're marketing, anything that you're trying to sell, it's not all going to happen at once unless you just have all the right ingredients at your fingertips. In which case, you're in a very privileged position. Use it to your advantage. There's a lot of cool things that you can make happen with that. But for a lot of folks out there, like maybe you and me, who are kind of feeling our way through the dark with this whole thing, you don't exactly know what you're doing, but you continue to hope that it all somehow works out anyway, even though you don't know at all what that's going to look like. And the way that I compare it in my brain, this is just me and how my brain works, it's like finding a paperclip on the sidewalk, looking around trying to trade that paperclip for a pin, trying to find a way to trade that pin for a pencil for a pen for, I don't know, a stapler or something, and then like gradually working your way up. So it's not going to be some sudden flash of business if that's what you're hoping for. It's going to be slow and steady. But as annoying as that can be, the benefit of growing slow and steady is that you can keep up with it. You can build up with those opportunities that you're getting as the quality of those opportunities and of those people and of those things start to increase. That's becoming a really good problem. And at the same time, you have to be willing to grow with the quality of those opportunities increasing. Are you willing to increase your prices? Are you willing to say no to people that you know aren't benefiting your upward or outward trajectory or growth?
You got a glove? Oh, he got a glove.
Barry has recently found out that he likes chewing on gardening gloves. So I've had a lot of different iterations of what I do for business. I started out doing book publishing consulting. I didn't get any clients from that. I learned that it was just a little too niche. I moved from there to book marketing. So I still do a little bit of that. I don't actively promote myself that way anymore. Got a few people that way. And then from there I realized, oh, you know what? A lot of people are marketing books to market a brand or a business or a service or something. The book is the marketing tool for the thing in the case of nonfiction. So you gradually start following the breadcrumbs until you find your little spot. When you find what works, you double down on it. It's taken a good year for me to kind of lock in on what feels right and what makes me happy, what I'm good at, and what people respond to. It's like finding the perfect little business cocktail. What's something that you're good at that isn't necessarily your favorite thing, but you're happy enough with that you don't mind working on it 8 to 10 plus hours a day. Just like how I'm not gonna make my favorite song my alarm clock, but I'm gonna pick a song I don't mind to make my alarm clock. It took me a good solid year, I would say, for that traction to gradually start building up business-wise. It always starts with word of mouth. It always starts with people talking about you. Like, what do you anticipate people are saying in the rooms that you're not in? That's the impression that you make. That's the reputation that you're building. That's the character of yours that they can speak to. Oh, I recommend this person for this reason, and I don't recommend that person for that reason. It requires a lot of self-awareness. It requires a lot of self-efficacy, feeling confident about something and knowing how to vouch for yourself without coming across as promotion-y or salesy, keeping the soul of you and your business or your thing or your product intact so that you come across as authentic, but also you mean business and you're a professional. It is such a weird dance, dude. I don't even know how to explain it. It's like you don't always get it until you're in it, and then when you're in it, it's kind of like, oh, yeah, this is really hard. So you work until you get your first 1,000, and then you work until you get your first 10,000, and then you work until you get your first 100,000, and then million, and then 10 million. And it's just, there's always a next step to rise to shoot for, to aim for. I do not own a 6-figure business. Maybe someday it would be great, but I expect nothing but hope for the best, and that's gotta be the most healthiest mindset I've ever adopted throughout this entire thing. I've got a lot of warm leads in my pipeline. I've got a lot of people who are interested in just talking with me about what I do, but I'm not thinking, ooh, that's 5 new clients. I'm thinking, oh, that's 5 new prospects I'm going to keep my hopes low, my expectations low, until I see it on paper, and then I'll get excited about it. And these are just things that you learn as you kind of start going through the motions and getting a little more familiar with yourself, your work, and how people respond to you. Barry's like chewing on my ankles right now. It's really distracting. So I just wanted to kind of word vomit on here for you, maybe clarify some things, confirm some things, get you wondering and noodling about some things. So every once in a while, I just have these lightning bolt ideas, and then I just have to record it, which is why it's not in the most prettiest format. I don't look like I'm in my Monday's best, but that's okay. As long as the content is good, it served its purpose, and you feel like you resonated with it. In which case, I would definitely invite you to subscribe to the channel if not already. I kind of have a mix of higher quality and more casual videos like this. If you're already a part of the channel, you might want to consider subscribing to my newsletter. It's got very similar content if you like to keep the conversation going. Anyway, yeah, so check out all the stuff in the description. I've got a call coming up in I don't know, how many is that? 13 minutes? I got a lot of emails. It's a Monday. This is what happens. My dog is chewing on my right foot. I have got to put him away. That's all I got. Hope you enjoyed it. Enjoy the rest of your day.